being with us this evening. We have a two public hearings, and we always start our public hearings at 5:45 p.m. Our first public hearing is ordinance number 2025-04, an ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of an infrastructure credit agreement by and between Williamsburg County, South Carolina, and a company currently identified as Project 10 Acres, providing for the issuance of special source revenue credits and addressing other matters related thereto. The other ordinance, which is ordinance number 2025-05, an ordinance authorizing the enlargement of the joint county industrial park between Williamsburg County, South Carolina, and Florence County, South Carolina, to include property located in Williamsburg County and other matters related thereto. All right, is there anyone here tonight to speak on either one of the public hearings? And prior to you all speaking on the public hearings, I do need to give out a few guidelines. The purpose of the public hearing is to obtain comments from the public regarding specific subject matter listed on the agenda. Citizens who plan to speak are requested to sign in as they arrive prior to the public hearing. The floor will be opened by the chairman, who will ask each speaker to provide his or her name, mailing address, including street, city, state, and zip code. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes, unless additional time is granted by the chairman. Those in attendance are asked to refrain from disrupting the meeting with noise of any kind, such as clapping. Anyone who disrupts the public hearing could be asked to leave. County Council is interested in gathering the facts on each particular subject matter. Everyone is asked to abide by these guidelines so that the public hearing process can proceed smoothly, and all who wish to speak have the opportunity to do so. All right. At this time, as it relates to the public hearings, I have one person who has signed up to speak, and that is Mr. Frank McClary of the town of Andrews. Okay. And he has declined. All right. Okay, he thought it was something else. Okay, very good. All right, is there anyone else here for the public hearing? We will be open, and public hearing section will be open until 6 p.m. Until 6 p.m.
They in bachelor groups, they ain't split up yet. And I had another come by one of my coon fields last night. I kicked the count and stuff. We got 5 minutes. That was last night. You know, one of your coworkers' house caught on fire yesterday. The day before yesterday. Right. I saw him in the yard. I was going to a birthday party for my mom. And he was in the yard. And I came home. Come back. Charles' house caught on fire. I said, shit. Yeah. I can tell you this one guy. I ain't got to know my permission. Two of them. I had checked it. I was told two, but I don't know. I don't know. No, it used to be four. We tried to change it last time. Two of them have changed since then. No, I know you're lying. On the way. That's probably Frank's. Frank McClure. You got a problem. You got your promise. I ain't got a problem. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off. I'm gonna do this. My speaker. Cut off. It is Jackie's cake. You have to have Jackie. Huh? Did you look at that list of stuff?
Tears, that's always something. Tears, that would be a little higher. Too much tension. Balance and they did it right.
You think that would be high?
Yeah, that's why I have a question.
You've been doing good?
Yeah, doing good back here.
Talked to you. Mr. Fullmore called me the other day, but I don't know what he wanted. I ain't got no idea. I missed his call and I tried to call him back. I can't. People raise it, but ain't. Yeah. People raise it. Ain't nothing we can do about it. What do we do? Look at that starts at home. That starts at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can listen to that myself.
I was coming to that.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I wanted to hear what they were saying, but you didn't give the.
Well, I was out of town. I didn't make it go out of town that day. So
everywhere.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what
All right, thank you all so much for your patience. The public hearing section of the agenda is now come to a close. We're now ready to call our meeting to order, our regularly scheduled county council meeting. We're going to ask Councilman Randall Neesmith, if you, I'm sorry, man. Councilman Randall Neesmith, if he would lead us with the invocation.
Please bow our heads. Lord, thank you, Heavenly Father, Lord God, for granting us this opportunity, Lord God, to do the work of your people and the work of your county, Lord God. God, you know what we're facing in this county and in this community, Lord God. God, we ask that cooler heads prevail, Lord God, and our youth and our people step aside and put the guns down, Lord God. God, we just ask that you touch us tonight, that we can do your work in your will. We thank you and we love you. Amen.
Amen. Amen. God bless you. Thank you so much. All right, our minutes for the June 17th, 2025 meeting, as well as the public hearing from June 17th, 2025, the minutes from that meeting. Is there a motion to accept those minutes?
So moved.
So we have a motion to accept. Is there a second? So it's been moved and properly seconded. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, please let the record reflect that the motion has been carried. All right, executive session. According to Section 30-40-70, A2, discussion of a personnel matter concerning the Williamsburg County Sheriff's Office. Also, according to Section 30-40-70, A5, a discussion of a contractual matter concerning the Williamsburg County landfill. Is there a motion to go into executive session? So we have a
Second.
motion to go into executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we will be in executive session for a brief moment. you all so much for your patience. Is there a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Motion to come out of executive session. Is there a second? All right, are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? All right, please let the record reflect that the motion to come out of executive session has been carried. There were no decisions made about anything while we were in executive session. There was just an exchange of information from both the sheriff and also our director of the landfill. I do want to say to the public that we are committed to the safety of the residents of Williamsburg County, and we're working very closely with the interim sheriff and the other members of law enforcement within our community as we address and contend with the increase in gun violence here within this community. And so we'll be working, as I said earlier, very closely with them as we continue to address this issue. All right, ordinances. We have first reading of ordinance number 2025-007 to impose, subject to referendum approval and pursuant to the Capital Project Sales Tax Act, a 1% sales and use tax, the tax within Williamsburg County for not more than 8 years, to order a county-wide referendum on the question of imposing the tax and authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds, the bonds, to prescribe the contents of the ballot question, to specify the purposes for which the proceeds from the tax are to be used, the maximum time for the imposition of the tax, and certain provisions relating to the issuance of the bonds, if approved by referendum by subsequent action of county council, and to provide for other matters relating thereto. Now, before I call for vote on this particular matter, I do want to explain to the public a little bit about what we're doing and what this means. We have had we did a penny sales tax initiative about 8 years ago, and it expired this year. And so this is an initiative to try to get another penny sales tax initiative going here in Williamsburg County. Now, part of that process includes the creation of an independent commission to look at the projects, to make a determination on what projects should be funded, and not only what projects should be funded, the amount of money that they can be funded, and the significance of those particular projects. And they place those projects in tiers, in 4 tiers: tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tier 1 being the most significant and most important. So if I could, please, I would like to name those 6 commission members, if I would, please. Now, the way the statute is written, the commission is made up of 6 members. 3 of those members are appointed by county council. 3 of the other 3 members are appointed by the municipalities. The municipality with the largest population has the ability to appoint 2 members, okay? The town of Kingstree decided that they would work with the other municipalities and allow those municipalities to be able each to share 1 commission member. And so they had 1 commission member for the town of Kingstree. So I want to just recognize, and if you all are here in the audience, if you would please stand, I want to recognize the members of this commission, Ms. Deborah Keels, Mr. Isaac Taft, Ms. Veronica Cooper, Mr. Keith Haggerty, Ms. Diane Wilson, and Mr. Jay Kirby. All right. On behalf of the members of Williamsburg County Council, I want to thank you all for your work on this commission. I know that this was not an easy task because you all had a lot of different projects to take a look at and a lot to consider. But I do want to thank you all for your diligent efforts. Now, at this time, I want to name the projects in the tiers. Thank you. That this commission has put together for us. Our Tier 1, Emergency Management 911, upgrading the radio communication infrastructure, upgrading obsolete radios, county fire, EMS, sheriff's office, $3 million. J.J. Mitchum Community Center, renovation of building, new air units, fix roof, ceiling repairs, renovate restrooms, upgrade electrical, $800,000. Clemson Extension Building, renovation of building, replace gas heaters and air conditioner units, level building, paint and renovate restrooms, $600,000. Alex Chapman Building, renovate building, replace air conditioner units, repair windows, replace carpet, stage and curtains, $950,000. Tier 2, Williamsburg County Parks, community parks and center improvements, $1 million. Town of Kingstree, renovate town hall, demolish old police department, $2.5 million. Town of Hemingway Recreation Park upgrades, $2 million. Town of Greeleyville, renovation and addition to the Kennedy Center, $800,000. Tier 3, County Recreation, replace air conditioning units, renovate concession stand, tennis courts, pickleball courts, $250,000. Williamsburg County Airport, renovate and revitalize the airport, $1 million. Town of Lanes Community Center renovations, $250,000. Town of Stuckey, acquire and construct a new town hall, $200,000. Tier 4, PSA building, security-related upgrades to the treasurer and tax offices, $250,000. Coroner's office, equipping building with updated equipment and transport vehicles, morgue racks, and stretcher system, $300,000. Landfill management to replace recycling compactor baler, $500,000. Mental health building, renovate the building, replace roof, and upgrade electrical, $100,000. Total cost of capital projects not to exceed $14.5 million. Tonight, what we're asking this council to do is to vote on first reading to place these items on a ballot for a special election in November. Now, the way I understand the state statute, and we have the county attorney here to correct me should I make a mistake, the commission makes the decisions about what is to be funded, how it's to be funded, and as I said earlier, the importance of those things to be funded within those tiers. Not the county supervisor, not the members of county council. In fact, I went out of my way to make sure that I didn't put my thumb on the scale, to make sure that they were able to operate in an environment that was free from any type of political influence. And so again, that's why I want to thank them for their work and how they did their work. These folks, I guess I could call it a field trip, actually went out and visited these locations and took a look at these buildings to see what the needs were and made their decisions based on the information that they received. We've made sure that we followed this statute as it relates to how we did what we did. And at this point, I'll open the floor, members of council, for questions that you all may have.
On the last 1 cent sales tax, how much was in? Well, on the last 1 cent sales tax, how much was anticipated that it would take in?
$14.5 million, and that's why the dollar amount is still the same We met with our folks that help us with our finances to help us make that decision. When we took a look at what was taken up this time, believe it or not, we were within a couple of $100,000 of that $14.5 million. And so we expect it to be about the same amount this time as well.
Was the anticipation 14.5 million?
Yes, sir.
How
Mr.
much did it
Supervisor,
really take in?
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Supervisor,
Yes.
the estimated cost of the projects according to the ordinance that we enacted last time was $23,380,000. But we did not collect what we had anticipated. I can't tell you what we collected, but the project, the anticipated cost of the projects and what was submitted through the last ordinance was $23 million.
And we did not collect $23
So
million.
basically, the projects on the end of this tier 1, tier 2, whatever it was, didn't get funded and didn't get built or whatever, right?
No, the majority of the projects, is my understanding, most of them did get taken care of, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check to be sure.
Okay, well, can somebody give me the figure of what was brought in?
Sure. Now, and I do also want to say that's the reason why we emailed this information out to you all on Thursday. So if you all had any questions, we could have gotten the answers before tonight because we are on a time schedule.
Well, I didn't get any. I didn't get any information, I don't believe.
Well,
I might have, now, I'm not saying, but anyway.
well, I think I was very clear with the clerk, and I feel very comfortable that the clerk emailed those items and followed up with a text message asking the members of council to check their emails because she sent the information. Now, I don't want to poll all of the members of council and put anybody on the spot to ask them whether or not they did receive that information, because I feel very comfortable that they did receive it, because I received it. And so we all have those responsibilities that we have to check those emails and open them and look at that information. And again, that's why I wanted to make sure and get this information out before as early as I could. And we were ready to present it on Thursday, so we sent the information out on Thursday to give you all the entire weekend to review it. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think that the clerk put specific language in there that if any one of the members of council had any questions about what was presented, to please call Supervisor Washington. And I didn't receive any calls from any of you all over the weekend. So I assumed that you all were okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
One other point of clarification is that November the 4th, or November the 5th this year is a general election. It's not a special election. We have first Tuesday in November every year is a general election. So this will not be a special election. This
very
is
good.
a
Thank you.
general election.
All right. Any other questions from the members of council? Any other questions from the members of council? Any other questions from the members of council? All right. Is there a motion to accept first reading of ordinance number 2025-007? Is there a motion to accept first reading?
It's a move.
All right. So we have a motion to accept first reading. Is there a second? It's been moved and properly seconded. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? All right, please let the record reflect that the motion has been carried. Thank you all so much. All right, second reading. There are no ordinances for second reading. There are no ordinances for second reading. There are no ordinances for second reading. All right, third reading and adoption of ordinance number 2025-04. An ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of an infrastructure credit agreement by and between Williamsburg County, South Carolina, and a company currently identified as Project 10 Acres, provided for the issuance of special source revenue credits and addressing other matters related thereto. Prior to calling for a vote, I'm going to ask the Economic Development Director, Mr. Hickson Kopp, to please come forward and explain this project to the public? Because I think we're ready to make it public.
Check. Yes, sir, that's correct. And so what this agreement puts in place is there is a current existing company here in Williamsburg County that is looking to expand its operations. They'll be building a 30,000 square foot new facility. As a part of building that new facility, they're planning to invest $3 million in new capital investment that's coming into the county, and they're going to create 40 new full-time jobs. Those figures are over a 5-year period. So there's a ramp-up period in that process. But 40 new full-time jobs, the average wage of those jobs will pay over the county average wage. And so what we created in this agreement was, one, an incentive for them to do that expansion here in King Street, as opposed to taking their business somewhere else, and to attract those jobs and retain those jobs here in Williamsburg County. And we're doing that through an infrastructure credit agreement. And so that is the general gist of this project. The company is Andrews Fabricators of King Street, located just here on Eastland Avenue, so right here in town. Those jobs will be staying here in town, pending if this agreement gets passed.
For the sake of everyone's knowledge and understanding, can you explain to everyone what a the special source credit is?
Yes, sir, I can. So a special source revenue credit is an agreement which is allowable in the state for counties to enter into an agreement. It is a contract between the county and the company, and so they will be required as a part of this agreement to meet those investment and job goals. That allows us to write off a percentage of their property taxes as a result of them meeting those deadlines over that 5-year period. And so a special source revenue credit is just a name in which we designate that the county will be offering an incentive as a percentage of their property taxes. So if they build it, it's going to increase their property taxes to the county because that's a new building which was not taxable before. We're giving them a reduction on that property tax bill as a way to incentivize them to do that. So that's what a special source revenue credit functionally does.
Sure. And that's something normal that counties give to businesses to expand their businesses and to promote and increase economic development within communities, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Very good. All right, anybody with any questions for Mr. Kopp before we call for a vote? Anybody with any questions? Now, for the benefit of those who are not familiar with Andrews Fabricators, what line of business are they in?
Sure. So Andrews Fabricators is in the line of metal support and steel truss construction. And so these will be high quality, very technical, but still accessible manufacturing jobs. And so these particular incentive agreements are only possible between manufacturers in the county. So these types of agreements and incentives are there to encourage those high quality jobs. And Andrews Fabricators is bringing that through metal support and steel construction.
And so a lot of what they do is welding.
Yes, sir, that's correct, welding. That's a fancy way of saying welding.
Okay, all right. And our local technical college offers a certificate in welding for people to be able to get those jobs, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct. And
Okay.
from the last time that I met with the technical college, they said that was one of their most popular programs. And so this is a current existing program that's already in place. With that training pipeline is already present.
Awesome. All right. Anyone with any questions for Mr. Kopp?
And you said these 40 jobs would be above the county average?
Yes, sir. So what they do is they take the average of those jobs and their different wages that they pay, and then we average that out to say this would be the average wage of all of those jobs, because there's a diversity. It's not every job like a manager, and there's going to be some production folks, there's going to be some managers, there's a diversity, but the average of those is going to be above the county average wage. Yes, sir.
What is the county average wage?
So the county average wage, it depends on which number you're looking at, but it ranges anywhere from $20 an hour to $23 an hour. And so these jobs will be paying $25.50 an hour on average.
That's what I
So
want.
it's above even the highest. If you take the higher end number, it's above even that.
Any other members of council with any questions for Mr. Kopp? All right, is there a motion to accept third reading and adoption of ordinance number 2025-04?
It's moved.
So it's been, so we have, it's been, a motion has been made, excuse me. Is there a second?
Second.
So it's been moved and properly seconded. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? All right, please let the record reflect that third reading and adoption of ordinance number 2025-4 has been carried and this ordinance has been adopted. All right, third reading and adoption of ordinance number 2025-05, an ordinance authorizing the enlargement of the joint county industrial park between Williamsburg County, South Carolina, and Florence County, South Carolina, to include property located in Williamsburg County and other matters related thereto. All right, let me get you, come on back up. Before we call for a vote on this ordinance, we're going to ask Mr. Kopp to please go ahead and explain this to us.
Yes, sir. So what a multi-county industrial park is just an on-paper agreement between two counties. So this is historical. It goes back a long time in South Carolina to do these. You can have multi-county industrial parks in the past with many different counties. Now it is required to be to the counties that are contiguous, which meaning that they border up against our county. So we only get 4 counties to choose from nowadays. But what it just basically is it's an agreement between these two counties. You put land in what's called a multi-county industrial park, and that allows you to apply those special source revenue credits. So these two ordinances are in tandem in that sense. You really need to be in a multi-county industrial park in order to apply those incentives. And so it's the way that they've designed it in the state legislature that's how those incentives work in tandem. There is no monetary value specifically to being tied in the multi-county industrial park, just that language. Now, it's the credits that are the value. The park is just the umbrella that you have to put it under. There's nothing involved in a multi-county industrial park in its nature that is a monetary benefit to the company. It's just an agreement between two counties. What that does is that allows the county to decide where those revenues go, and it creates a revenue share between those two counties. So, for example, if we did a multi-county industrial park with Florence County, we would share a percentage of the property tax revenues. With Florence County, it can be as little as 1%, if you'd like to.
Sure. So Florence County is enlarging the industrial park that we are partners with them with, correct?
So correct, but it's actually we're the ones who are expanding it in this instance. So
Okay.
we're expanding it with that multi-county industrial park
Sure.
with the property here in Kingstree that the project is going for Andrews Fabricators is going to be constructed on.
Okay.
But that agreement has been in place for many years.
Very good. Now, and I want, again, for the benefit of the public that's here and those that are listening in, the benefit and the importance of these industrial parks, that if a business locates in another county, and we've got that partnership with them with that industrial park, we will receive some tax benefit from that, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct. So if Florence County, for example, just to use an example county, was to do a project and put it in our agreement between Williamsburg County and Florence County, our shared multi-county industrial park, yes, they would give us a piece of those revenues for a project in their county. So it's a partnership agreement between counties.
Sure. And we are receiving funds now in Williamsburg from Berkeley, Florence, and a couple of other counties, correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct. Yes, sir.
Very good. All right. Thank you for the tutorial. All right. Anybody, any other members with any questions for Mr. Kopp? Any members of council with any questions for Mr. Kopp? All right. Is there a motion to accept third reading and adoption of ordinance number 2025-05? Is there a motion? We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
So it's been moved and properly seconded. Are you ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any opposed? Please let the record reflect that the motion has been carried to adopt ordinance number 2025-05, and third reading has been passed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor.
All right, resolution. All right, resolution number 2025-06, a resolution providing for the issuance and sale of a tax anticipation note in an amount up to $3,250,000 by Williamsburg County, South Carolina, for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025, and ending June 30th, 2026, hereinafter referred to as fiscal year 2025-26. All right, this is the resolution for approval for our tax anticipation note. Is there a motion to accept resolution number 2025-06? All right, so let me explain what this is. We do a tax anticipation note every year around this time of year where we borrow money in anticipation of the taxes that will be coming in at the end of the year and the first of the year. As those taxes come in, we pay that tax anticipation note or tax anticipation loan back. So we need this $3,250,000 to continue operating the government. So is there a motion to accept resolution number 2025-06?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
I just had a question. Were there any issues with acquiring this tax anticipation note that we need to discuss?
There were some concerns by the lending institution that, yes, sir, we do need to discuss. And we can set a time aside to discuss that. But yes, there were some things that we do need to discuss. All right. Unless y'all want to discuss them tonight?
Mr. Supervisor, this is nothing out of the ordinary.
No, sir. We
We've
do
done
this
this
every
every
year.
year since I've
Yes,
been
sir.
on, for the last 15 years that I've been on county council.
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear you call for the motion, but I'm making the motion
Sure.
now. It's something that's got to be done.
Yes, sir.
For us to
And I
apply
understand.
within our budget.
Absolutely. And I understand Councilman McKnight's concerns, because he and I have talked about a few things, and there are a few things that we do need to talk about as a governing body, as we move the government forward. And that's kind of all I'll say about that. So we do have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, so it's been moved and properly seconded. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? All right, please let the record reflect the resolution number 2025-06 has been carried. Amen. All right. Appearances. Alan Neesmith, pastor of St. James United Methodist Church. Reverend Neesmith.
Good evening, clerk and supervisor and to council. I come before you to ask you to change the form of government from that of a county supervisor to that of a.
Hold 1 second, your speaker's not on.
I come before you to actually change the form of government from a county supervisor to a county administrator. I believe it's time for a change, and I believe this county would be better served by an administrator versus a county supervisor. And I believe that because an administrative form of government would do these things, it would allow county council to focus on policies and leadership, while the administrator handle day-to-day operation and ensure efficient service. A county administrator would bring specialized managerial skill and experience to the table, ensuring efficient operation of the county departments. A county administrator can lead to a better resource allocation, improved service, and cost savings. A county administrator provide continuity in leadership and management, even with the change in election officer. This county can be maintained on long term if we had a county administrator. a county administrator work under the direction of council, of you all. My fear is that we may elect someone in this county by popular vote that does not have the knowledge or the skill to manage our county. Why should we take that chance when you can go on a nationwide search and find someone who have the managerial skill and the knowledge to run this county? You know, I've been in this county all of my life, and we have been doing the same thing over and over again. It's now time for a change. When I look at you all, every last one of you all ran for office and said you wanted to make a change. Now is that time. I made a call today to the Association of County, and they told me there's two ways we can change the form of government. One, the citizen get 10% of the citizen, of the voters in Williamsburg County and put it on the referendum. Or you all, county council, can vote to put it on the ballot. Only take 4 votes, and you can put it on the ballot. So I plead with you this evening that we need to change our form of government. We need to change our form of government from a county supervisor to a county administrator. Please consider doing that. We are two counties in the state that still operate under a county supervisor. It's now time for a change. We can be better served. So please consider putting it on the ballot. Thank you very much.
One moment. Do any of the members of council have any questions for Reverend Neesmith?
I just have a comment. I don't have any questions.
I have a question. You want to do the comment?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Pastor Neesmith, my question for you is, as you talk about the change of the form of government, have you presented this to county councilmen before, or is this your first time of presenting it?
My first time.
Reverend Neesmith, I've got some comments I want to add on top of what you said.
Okay.
But before I make these comments, I want to make it very clear that what I'm about to say is not directed at this supervisor or any supervisor that I have served under. It is directed at the form of government. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking about any particular individual. I've had the pleasure to serve under 3 supervisors in my 15 years. Not long after I got on council, I realized, that this needed to be done. Within a couple of years, I asked the citizens to put it on the ballot, and we did. We got the signatures, 10%, and it was placed on the ballot. However, there was a spin in the community as to what it would do and the effects it would have on the public. But I want the public to understand, not one council member up here today has the authority to plow your road. Not one council member up here today has the authority to clean out your ditch. Not one council member has the authority to oversee anything in the day-to-day operation of this county. Basically, what we do is balance a budget for the most part. That's the most important thing we do. And again, I am not directing my comments at this supervisor. Mr. Washington is a close personal friend of mine. But what has happened in the past is council gets provided information on an as-need basis on what the supervisor wants us to know. And we have no recourse when we only receive part of the information, when we receive the information late, and we're required to vote on it late with very little or no knowledge of what we're voting on. It would be like me having a secretary in my office that I couldn't fire. She works for me, but I can't come in and hire or fire her because the people that I'm representing determine whether she works for me, so to speak, is the analogy I like to use. You don't have to worry about my vote. You just got to convince 3 more of my colleagues to put it on the ballot. You've got my support. I think one of the things that have happened in the past while we are where we are today with an investigation that I'm not at liberty to comment about because it's an open investigation, there was a lack of a system of checks and balances. We didn't know, the governing body didn't know what was going on. And as a result of that, it lended itself to the situation we find ourselves in today. And that's my comment, and Mr. Reverend Neesmith, I appreciate you coming before us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else with any questions? Anyone else with any questions? I do have a couple of questions, Mr. Neesmith, Reverend Neesmith, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Now, I do realize that you are, it says here that you're the pastor of what's,
St. James United Methodist
okay,
Church.
where's that church located, if you
Sumter.
don't mind? That's in where now?
Sumter.
Okay, is there any other position of authority that you hold here within Williamsburg County?
None.
None? You sure about
Position that I hold in Williamsburg County?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the Santee Board, that's what
Santee
you're implying
Electric
to.
Board.
Yeah, Santee
Yes,
Electric Board.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, can you give us just maybe a general overview for the benefit of those members that are here, what a Board of Trustee member does for Santee Electric?
I'm not here to discuss that. I'm not here to discuss that.
Well,
No,
listen.
I mean,
I-
I'm not here to discuss
I
that,
understand, but I just asked the question.
and I'm answering you.
Okay. So it's okay for you to come and ask and make those kinds of comments about our service, about our form of government, but then we ask you about the service that you provide to some of these same citizens. Your answer is no comment?
This is a different arena. I came here, if you want to know what I want to do, what my job is for Santee Electric, sir. You ask me out of this arena, I will gladly answer you. But this is not a place for me to address the entire county. That's not why I'm here.
I'm the entire county,
I've already,
the entire county didn't ask the question.
and I'm answering you.
I answered the question.
Okay.
And
Well,
I
I
guess,
just shared with you,
so your answer for the record is no answer.
No answer.
Okay, very good. All right, anybody else with anything else?
I've got a question. Are you a taxpayer of Williamsburg County?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Then I have another question, Councilman Floyd. What is your other side job? You represent,
I have a lot of jobs.
I understand, but the other one is that you represent Santee Electric, which I believe you are on the Board of Trustees, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you represent them as one of your side jobs, correct?
I do, proudly.
All right, very good. All right, no
Sir,
problem.
Can I ask a question? Can I
Sure.
make a comment? What does,
Finish answering questions, because I just tried to ask you some questions and you wouldn't answer them. So, I mean,
here to ask county council to change a form of government?
sure, okay, it's been duly noted.
It's nothing directed towards you, because you and I are friends.
It's-
It's nothing directed towards you. It's
Okay.
about the bigger picture. It is about the future of Williamsburg County.
Sure.
Has nothing to do with you.
Sure. All right,
So, council, please consider putting it on the ballot.
very good.
We need a change of government. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Tyrone Wilson. Tyrone Wilson, founder and CEO of Tyrone Wilson Let Us Mentor, TWLUM Team Project. Yes, sir, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, sir. Once again, good evening. Glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
Again, my name is Tyrone Wilson. I'm the founder and executive director of Tyrone Wilson Let Us Mentor Teens Project. We've been around now for over 9+ years. Our goal, our mission is to improve the well-being of our youth, 12 to 18, through technology, education experience, and outing. So one thing, our goal is to take the kids outside of their community to show them a life. Again, I've been in the nonprofit world for over 20+ years, covering Williamsburg County, Georgetown, Horry County. And I'm gonna let Ms. Rosie, which is my program director, she's gonna tell about the Teens Project.
Good evening. Thank you all for letting us be here. TWLUM Project is a nonprofit building brighter future For the youth of Georgetown. For the youth of Georgetown. Do y'all need me to start over? Okay. For the youth of Georgetown and Waynesburg County. On behalf of our founder, Mr. Wilson, our dedicated team, and the many young people we serve, I want to thank you, first of all, for allowing us to speak here today. Our program is wide range and impactful, from free math tutoring with a certified math teacher. We have also toured colleges, tours, institutions like PIA, Coastal Carolina African American Museum, and we aim to open doors and expand dreams. Our teams are just learning formulas. They're walking college campuses, envision futures, and setting future goals for themselves. TWLUM is addressing deeper needs with mental health workshops, bullying and suicide prevention, and life skill mentorship. We help teens navigate challenges both inside and outside of the classroom. And because no child can succeed when they are hungry, we made it a priority to provide free, nutritious meals and free swimming lessons through our YMCA partnership. On one of our main goals is to begin an after-school program, which is a safe space where academic support meets fun and our career tours to companies like Boeing, WBTW, TV13, expose teens to real-world possibilities through every trip, every lesson, every conversation. We are shaping our youth future. But we cannot do this alone. We are here today not just to inform you, but to invite you. We invite you, our county leaders, to partner with us to invest in this vision and to help expand our reach. Your support means more teens receiving tutorings, more meals shared, and more lives touched. In Waynesburg County, there is a youth brimming with untapped potential, young people just waiting for someone to believe in them. Guide them and give them a chance. At TWLUM, we are committed our hearts and hands to this mission. With your help, we can do even more. Lastly, thank you for your time, your leadership, and on behalf of the future of our community, we look forward to building a future together. May God continue to bless you and all our valuable youth in Waynesburg County.
And one thing I would like to add as well, in February, we went to the State House. Representative Kirby on the floor of the State House to recognize us and what we do for the kids of Georgetown and Waynesburg, because I'm gonna add Georgetown in there because again, we work with both counties, and funding is major. As you can see in front of you, I've sent out some packets, some information that can tell all about the different projects that we do, and we're looking for fundings as well, even though you might not can. But again, our goal is, and even whether we get funded or not, we won't stop. Because again, just to give a little bit of information, I'm from the St. Mark community, right off 261. When I was young, I made a left instead of a right. So this is the reason why I started the TWLUM Teen Project, because I felt like there was not enough programs in the area during that time that would give me choices. And once again, we all about giving them choices. And we know a lot is going on in the county right now, and we continue to pray for our county and the citizen of our county. But again, we thank you guys for listening to us, and we definitely want to continue to work with you guys. And the goal is to do what we do across the whole county, in Gritterville, Lanes, King Street, and in Hemingway. And the last but not least, I keep doing that last but not least, we just did a youth bullying, suicide prevention, mental health awareness workshop right there at Hemingway Library. We had Chief Watson to come in and talk to our youth, talk to them, and he answered any question that they have. So this is what we bring to the table. It's not a fluke. It's not something that we just, because of what's going on in our community right now, that we come out with, Again, we've been doing this over 9+ years. And I thank you for your time, for giving me the time, and Ms. Robinson the time as well. Do you have any questions?
Any members of the council have any questions for?
I just want to say thank you for the work you do.
Yes.
Thank you.
I would
Thank
like
you.
to say the same thing. If ever is time in Williamsburg County, our youth need guidance, it's certainly now. And if there's anything I can do to assist you, please let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for the work that you do in this community and all other surrounding communities. All right, at this time, another appearance, Miss Yolanda McCray, President and CEO of Black River United Way, and Moretta Wilson, Town Administrator for the Town of Andrews.
Good evening, Supervisor,
Good evening.
members of council, Madam Clerk. I'm here in a different capacity. My name is Moretta Wilson, but I'm here as a board member of Black River United Way. Yolanda Williams, our CEO and president, is at another engagement, so she apologized. It was at 7 p.m., so she could not stay for the presentation. But I want to thank the supervisor and council for your contribution on last year to Black River United Way. Fostering partnerships throughout Williamsburg County is our goal, and I'm here tonight to seek your assistance. We are seeking to partner with your Economic Development Office, and it's kismet that he is here tonight, to establish connections with businesses and industries in Williamsburg County. We are requesting your presence at a breakfast on Wednesday, July 16th at 9 a.m. at your beautiful fire station. I have provided flyers with a QR code for your registration convenience. We hope that you will be able to attend, and we're asking that you please share this with your business community. Black River United Way serves Georgetown and Williamsburg counties, advocating for literacy and community resilience. Children at all of the elementary schools in this county benefit from two of our flagship programs. The first is Mission Ready. Mission Ready ensures that children entering pre-K are ready for kindergarten. Mission Read, that focus is where all students by 3rd grade are reading on 3rd grade level or above level at that time. As you know, a component of economic development is state test scores. So reading and reading comprehension are essential to performing well on those assessments. We also have our Heroes for Literacy program, and that is an initiative where community advocates dedicate an hour and a half each week for 9 weeks to tutor and read to children. At the end of this program, they walk away with a 4-book library of what they've been tutored on. We are on track to launch our Kinder Waves program here in Williamsburg County next summer. It has been very successful in Georgetown for the last 2 years. This is a mini summer session in which we work with the pre-K students to ensure that whatever gaps they have during that time before kindergarten, they're getting those essential needs if they have not been a part of our program or if they are a part of the program. As it relates to community resilience, we have the only COAD in the state. The COAD is a community organization active in disasters. Your Williamsburg County Emergency Management Division is a partner in that effort. COAD provides disaster readiness and relief efforts during what we call gray skies and blue skies. The COAD connects the dots of state and federal services to assist those in needs, especially during long-term recovery. Our community resilience also includes the number 211. That number can be dialed anywhere in the county, and it'll provide you with rental assistance, mortgage help, and also utility assistance. Currently, 99% of all funding that we receive comes from Georgetown County. We're hoping to bridge that funding gap with community partnerships from the businesses and industries here in this county. Aside from requesting your economic development connection, we also solicit a financial request from the body to assist with the efforts that, as you did on last year. On the dais, I provided you all with the 2024 Community Impact Report. I pray that you will take some time to review this to see all of the great work that this organization has done. Also provided to you is a flyer that's on display and also provided to you on the dais, and how we would love to thrive with you in community development and economic development in Williamsburg County. Essentially, economic development and educational improvement go hand in hand. and that leads to long-term economic stability. If you look in the box that reads the reality in Williamsburg County, as it relates to community resilience, a high natural disaster risk for Williamsburg County is 57%. And although we do have a very high graduation rate of 84.7%, we would love to see that at 100. Nearly 73% of Williamsburg County children are not ready for kindergarten by age 5. And just 38.9% of Williamsburg County students are reading on grade level by the end of 3rd grade. We want to change that dynamic. Also, if you look at your local programs and community impact, as I talked about the 211 services and the COAD, we also have family engagement to assist with these learning gaps, because it also starts at home. Sometimes you connect with your parents and also with your child. It's called the Triple P program, and it is also in Williamsburg County at Hemingway Elementary and Anderson. It will be launched at Greeleyville in August. So I touched on all of the programming that listed there. And lastly, we invite you to our 2nd annual pickleball tournament on Saturday, September 27th at East Bay Park in Georgetown. We hope that you all can enter a few teams. We'd love to see you, show your athletic ability. It doesn't take a whole lot, you have all of those old high school glory stories. Well, we'd love to see them on the court. All of the benefits, all the proceeds benefit the efforts I've been sharing with you this evening. We also have a sponsorship packet that we would love for you to review and share with everyone in the community that would love to sponsor one of the programs that I have mentioned on tonight, and I can provide that to the clerk to council later. And in her absence, I just want to commend our CEO and president, Ms. Yolanda McCray, for all of her hard work that she's done in the last 10+ years for this program and turning so many things around, and the amazing staff that they have there. All of these things are because of them. I'm just a new board member. I love Williamsburg County, native of Williamsburg County, and I want to see it flourish and grow. And I want to see these two numbers turn in a different direction. I want to see that 73% change to 39. I want to see that 39 change to the 73. And we can do that with your help. Thank you for your time this evening, and I avail myself for any questions.
Any members of council with any questions for Ms. Wilson? Anyone with any questions for Ms. Wilson? Yes, sir.
Just like to say thank you all for the work you do. I'm familiar with them in Georgetown County and will look to grow that program here in Williamsburg County as well.
And I concur with Councilman Neesmith. Thank you, and your folks for the wonderful work that you all do in both communities. I did want to ask something. I was listening to some information earlier today from the State Superintendent's office, State Superintendent of Education's office, and there was something that she mentioned that should have all of us concerned. One of the things that was mentioned is that prisons began to take a look at what communities they invest in
By 3rd grade.
based on the reading scores in the elementary school. 3rd grade.
The prison to pipeline effort, yes, sir.
Called a prison pipeline. That, if for no other reason than that, that's a reason to support what Ms. Wilson is trying to get accomplished here. I mean, you think about the innocence of a 3rd grade child, and decisions are being made for that child, while they're in the 3rd grade about where they're going to spend the remainder of their life. That's not a good reflection of where we as a country ought to be headed when we're looking at 3rd graders and making decisions about whether or not they're going to be in prison or not.
It is a very morbid market analysis. I almost put that information into the presentation and I took it out, but that is the truth. It is either a prison will be built or whether or not I will have an industry in your community. It's one of the two things. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. All right, thank you. All right. County Council report. Are there any reports from any of the members of County Council? Yes, sir.
From District 4, information and listening session to this Thursday, July the 10th, Central Missionary Baptist Church, Salters. I'm looking for you. You're in Cluster 3, Oak Grove, Bethlehem, Central, Dixie, Union area, Marion, Blakely area. I'm looking for you to meet me at Central Missionary Baptist Church, beginning at 6, ending at 7:30. And then on July the 14th, Greeleyville area, Backwoods area, Cue Ball area, Greeleyville, North Snow Hill. You have your information and listening session from 6 to 7:30, Monday, July the 14th. So Salters, I'm looking to see you on Thursday. Come meet your councilman. Thank you.
Right. All right. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Supervisor,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have an announcement. It says that you are invited, and this is from my district, 7. You are invited to the unveiling ceremony for the St. John School Historical Marker. The event is going to be held on this coming Friday, July 11th, at 10:30 a.m. at St. John United Methodist Church, located at 1653 Green Road, Lake City, South Carolina. Join us for this historic celebration. St. John's School was actually a public school for African American children and is located in the Moores Crossroad area of Lake City, which is still in Williamsburg County. And the school dated from 1920 to 1953. So this is very historic celebration for their area. They're going to unveil that sign this coming Friday, and the public is invited to come out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Hales. Is there anyone else? Any other members of council?
I would like to first thank the citizens of District 3 and surrounding areas. We had a good turnout on our summer tutoring program at the community center. Next, we'll be having a SAT and ACT summer boot camp, pretty much sponsored by and held by Black River A+ Education Consultants. Parents, if you know you have kids that will be taking the ACT or SAT, please come out. That starts Monday, July 14th to Thursday, July 17th. You can contact, you can go to my Facebook or Angela Fred Rush to Angela Rush Fred for more details. But also, Supervisor, I would like to give an opportunity to the Mayor of Andrews. We have something coming up in District 3 that I think the citizens and other rest of council need to know about. So if you could please.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good evening, Supervisor Washington and the County Council. I won't be before you long. I know it's been a long day and everybody wants to get home, but this is a matter of urgency and importance that affect about 40 families in District 3, Councilman Neesmith's district. And so here in the next couple of days, something's going to happen here real quick. And what I want to do is share that with you all for your information in a matter of record. And I have a copy of 2 documents in here I want to share with you all. So the bottom line, well, first of all, I want to thank you for your leadership, Supervisor Washington, and your involvement in this matter. This is not new to you. You've been following it along the way. You visit Andrews and this community, which we're referring to, is the old Deerfield or Deerwood Estates, is now called the Black River Mobile Home Park. And that's where, again, that's clearly into the Williamsburg County. Andrews provides water and sewer to this community, and have done so for the past probably 4 decades, if not longer. The current owner of this park has failed to pay the water and sewer bill for the last 19 months, totaling about $154,000 in debt. On April of this year, we met with the owner of the park, along with the Department of Environmental Services, formerly known as DHEC, and the South Carolina Rural Water Association, those folks who come around and assist small municipalities and other places with their water and sewer needs. So all those folks were there. Supervisor Washington, again, you were there, and I think Councilman Neesmith was on the phone as well. And so you heard all the facts and the conditions of that park, and as well as your public works guys were there as well. It's two issues going on. The park itself does not have sufficient water and sewer infrastructure. That is clearly on the property owner's his responsibility. Andrews provide water up to a master meter along Israel Road and where our lift station is located. That is the extent of our responsibility. He is the account holder. He then resells this water and sewer to his customers at a questionable rate. That's being reviewed right now by DES. And if you speak to those folks, you hear various stories about what's been happening there for many, many years. But at this time, that is not our concern. On April, again, when we met with him, shortly after that, we received a letter from this gentleman implying that perhaps this infrastructure belongs to either Andrews or Williamsburg County, neither of which own it. That is his property. My concern is, obviously, is the town of Andrews citizen paying for water and sewer for this community, and we can no longer do that. So on June 9th of this year, we met with, we had a town hall meeting specifically to address this issue with the citizens of the mobile home park, and inform them at that time of what's going on, and then Andrews' next step. At that point, we also sent this gentleman, and it's one of the letters in there, again, informing him that he needed to take care of this matter immediately. He had 30 days. 30 days will be in 2 days, the 9th of July. And at that time, Andrews will discontinue services for this community. DHEC, again, is aware. We have no option at this point in time. But we will interrupt services for that entire community. And again, that will affect about 40+ families in that community. This thing breaks my heart. However, you can understand that citizens are not responsible. We cannot afford to pay this guy who has been collecting water monies for water services and sewer up until April. So for the past 18, 19 months, he's been collecting money from them but not paying the town of Andrews. And we will no longer allow that to happen. Can't. And so I wanted again to put this on record. And again, Supervisor, again, I thank you for your leadership and your involvement in this, as in all things, and I appreciate your partnership.
Yes, sir.
But on Wednesday, at the end of the day, or probably Thursday morning, we have not decided the service will be disconnected unless this guy comes forward and honor his commitment to the town. Okay? So I'll pause there for any questions. Other than that, that's all I have for you. And I appreciate your time, and again, for allowing me to speak and wasn't on the agenda, okay? So standing by.
Yes, if I could. You and I have had, for the benefit of the members of council and for the public, Mayor McCleary and I have discussed this situation in great detail. It has taken a lot for him to get to this point, and I know that this is not an easy decision for you and your staff and your council. But as I shared with you before, we certainly support you all with what you all are trying to get done with this person that owns this property. Now, I do want the members of council to know, and benefit of the folks that are here and the ones that are listening in, as he said earlier, this owner, and I'm going to say some things that the mayor didn't say, this owner has been receiving money from the residents in that community for water. He's been receiving the money. They have been providing the water to those folks. and he or that company has not been paying the town of Andrews. Now, you know, I'm not going to say what we call that in Hemingway down there where I grew up at. You know, it ain't. I can tell you, it ain't right. And I just, I'm not sure what the situation is down there with this particular company. The water is not the only issue that they've had down there. They've had issues down there with the sewer system. The owner of that particular mobile home park is responsible for the sewer system. He owns the system there and the apparatus that's used to make sure that the sewage is pushed into the town's system. And it malfunctioned. It malfunctioned. And those folks, unfortunately, had sewage backing up into their houses. And raw sewage, you know, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to let him say it. I'll say it. Had raw sewage back. These are residents. These are Williamsburg County residents. These people deserve better than that. And somebody needs to be held accountable for that. And I'm going to do this publicly, Mayor, because I owe you an apology, because I had no idea until just a few months ago that this place was even in Williamsburg County. And Mayor McClary will tell you that my whole attitude changed about this entire situation when I realized that these folks were Williamsburg County residents. As far as I'm concerned, we need to drop the hammer on the owner of this mobile home park that has been receiving, I'm going to say it again, receiving monies for water, not giving those monies to the town. So my question is, where's the money? You know, what were you doing? What are these people doing with these people's monies? Now, to add insult to injury, they sent out a text message to the residents back in April. I'm going to go ahead and tell it all, okay? Yeah. They sent a message to the residents telling them, we're not going to charge you for water anymore. Well, I guess not. You've already taken all the money from them and didn't do what you were supposed to do with it. All that is just some sort of tactic. It was a tactic that, you know, if he's not receiving the money, then he's not being held responsible for giving the money to the town because he hadn't received it. But the record is very clear. He's received those monies for that company has received those monies for quite some time. And so as far as I'm concerned, those people need to be held accountable in some form or fashion. Are there any other members of council with any other comments about this issue?
I do, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Supervisor. Mayor McClary, I don't know the individual you're talking about. It's the first I've ever heard of it. But is Carter Eleazar, I can't ever say his name, Eleazar still the town attorney?
Yes, sir, he is.
Has he contacted the sheriff regarding this situation?
We're addressing that now.
Okay.
As of this morning, we brought in the chief and others to see what our avenues along that route.
And I'm not here, he's a capable attorney, but I was just curious if y'all, I'm glad to hear that y'all have been in contact with them because I think that needs to be done.
Yep. And the other thing too, I don't believe that, and again, this is an extremely low income area. These folks don't have legal counsel. I can't advise them, obviously, but they don't know which way to turn. And I will tell you, there's kids, elderly, disabled, and all that are in this community. And again, it breaks my heart. I spoke to a young lady this morning who, in passing, she was there. She was in town hall for another reason. She asked me, said, are you guys still going to move forward? I said, man, we have to. And he's still, she said, as of a couple of days ago, he's still asking for the balance of the monies that she allegedly owed for water, which she said she's paid up to $600 for 1 month of water. $600. None of this is exaggerated. These are things that we've dealt with from, I've been there now 9 years. Unfortunately, a young lady who was brave enough to come forward with the owner at the time was telling us the same stories. There's nothing below $200-300 for any of these families for this water. And again, you're talking about an insufficient, just, you know, a very dilapidated system, so a lot of that water is probably going out. And again, in last story, and I'll get out of your way, around Mother's Day time, every about 4 weeks, these folks were out of water because there was a busted line that he couldn't find. And so also in there, you'll see an invoice that we have served him with, because we actually went out, when we found out about it, went out and you know, extensive search to find where this break was, but these folks were completely out of water throughout Mother's Day and for about 4 weeks. And so this guy, and he just announced 2 weeks ago that he just purchased another property just like that. So he's very open with what he's doing, and I'm not so sure what his thinking is, but we're not going to tolerate that anymore. So again, I thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
And you have my contact information for any more information, but the people of that mobile home park really need our leadership.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
I'd just like to say to the citizens of that mobile home park, I've been receiving the calls and the texts. I wish it was something I could do to help besides this, and we hope that this situation gets resolved.
Thank you so much. Is anyone else? Just a few closing comments from the supervisor's office. As many of you all are aware, we have experienced quite a bit of gun violence within our beloved community over the last lengthy period of time here. My thoughts have not changed from last week when I've asked our Williamsburg family to come together as a committed group of individuals to deal with this. I said then, and I'm going to say it again now, that now is not the time to start turning on each other. Now is the time to start turning to each other. Now is not the time to start settling old political scores or settling old scores or, you know, trying to advance hidden political agendas. We owe it to the families of all of these children who have lost their lives to do everything that we can do to end the violence that's going on in our communities. Now, that means that there may be some of us that may have to lay aside some personal differences for a moment. But I believe that laying aside those personal differences is worth the lives of these children. No parent should have to bury their child because of gun violence. No parent should have to go through that. No parent should have to experience that. As I shared with you all last week, you know, I retired from 33 years of law enforcement service. And that visit to those families never got any easier. And even now, as an ordained pastor of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, it still hadn't gotten any easier. Going to those families and having those discussions with them. I ask you all, and I don't ask for much, okay? I ask that we lay aside whatever personal differences we have, and let's let the main thing be the main thing. And right now, I think the main thing needs to be making our community safe again. We're going to be meeting with the sheriff to discuss some different things. And I'm going to say to the public, some of the meetings that we have are going to be public, some are going to be private. But at the end of the day, I think it's the end result that should matter most. And so I'm asking for cooler heads to prevail. I've been speaking with the members of the legislative delegation, been speaking with members of council, members of the school board. Every elected official in Williamsburg County, all 8 of us up here, the school board, the mayors, the town council members, the legislative delegation, everybody is concerned about this, you all. But as I close, I'm going to say this. Now, this problem is not going to be solved by just your elected officials. And I'm going to say this, I'm probably going to get myself in a little bit of trouble, but it'll be okay. These folks with these guns, there are people within this community that are most likely purchasing these guns for these young people. These young people are living in houses that are in these communities, and we've got people who are allowing them to stay in these houses, that are allowing them to swing their legs under their kitchen tables, allowing them to lay in their beds and sleep. In my opinion, they are just as much the problem as these kids are with these guns. And that's where we've got to draw the line. And we got to call it the way we see it. And quit beating around the bush, blaming folks. No elected official should be held responsible for how somebody is not raising their child. None of us. And it's unfair, and I'm speaking on behalf of these folks, the 7 members of council, the delegation, the mayors, and the members of those council. It is unfair, y'all, for you all to hold us responsible for people not raising their children right. That's just wrong. It's wrong. It is wrong. And I'm seeing elected officials getting beat up over something they didn't create. They didn't create this. They didn't create this. And it's really unfair. It's really unfair to them. And so now I know most of y'all went to church yesterday and y'all didn't want to hear a sermon, another sermon from a preacher, but I'm sorry. It needed to be said. Somebody needed to say it. Because everybody in this room knows that what I just said is the absolute truth. Enough is enough. Let's quit beating around the bush, call this thing for what it is, and let's start holding these people within these communities accountable. Let's hold them accountable. Let's support our local law enforcement. Let's support our local elected officials, our local governments. Let's support them to give them what they need to end this nonsense within our communities. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Are we ready for questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? All right, let the record reflect that the motion has been carried. Our next meeting is next week, Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, July the 15th. Next week, Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, July 15th at 6 p.m. God bless you all. Thank you all. Safe travels to each of you all.